Hello and welcome to the second Bebras Lodge tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to present uh, the visual mode for creating interactive tasks. That is, creating tasks without coding. I will be using examples from the folder examples and templates. So first of all, before putting elements into the task, you need to open parameter tab and add parameters that you are going to use. That is, you have to upload the images and assign names, as well as text parameters that will be used in HTML components. When you have your parameters, uh, you can simply drag and drop components. When you drag a component, it's empty, so you need to uh, edit parameters. You have to add the name of the component. Then you can select the content. So here for an HTML component, I'm going to use the property with the text with the that is included in the task. Similarly, you can add pictures. Uh, just drag and drop picture component and assign a parameter with an image. I'm going to add another text HTML component. And for this task, the answer is a number. So I'm going to add the text field. And this text field will be used to provide an answer. So I have to choose an option to check that it's an answer. And also for the components that will be included in the answer, we have to provide the names so that they can be identified and their values can then be checked. And here it is, a task that can be made without coding. It's not much interactive. And to add the answers, I can simply use the live mode, enter the possible answer, and click add answer. We can check if it's the correct answer. Yes. So in this way, we can use multiple input fields, and as well as other components, but we have to check that they are included in the answer. We can see that now the answer is empty, and now it is 1. And if we remove the property of an answer, then we see that there is no component that is included in the answer, so the answer is empty. Another thing that you can do without code is creating the task where you can click some objects. They can change their background, and in this way you can answer a bit more complicated tasks. So here is an example. And if you want an object to be clickable, that is to have two states, multiple states, you should use the switch component. I'm going to copy the background color that we're gonna see when the component is clicked. I will provide the name and select the picture from the properties parameters list. And I will add another switch component in the same way. You can also align multiple elements by adding a linear layout component. So when you drag linear layout component into the task, you can add which components are going to be a part of this one. You can also leave some space between elements by increasing the padding property. And now it looks good. Now here, all the elements, all the displayed elements can be clicked on, and so we need to make sure that they are all included in the answer. So I'm going to check if the elements that I have just added are included in the answer. And this one. Now all the elements are included in the answer. There's one more interesting thing that you can randomize the way components are displayed inside this linear layout. And here the task is complete. So when you click the live mode, you can see that in the linear layout, pictures are randomized, and you can click multiple pictures and add an answer and check it the same way as before. There's also a possibility to add a switch group, which differs from switches um, in the way that when you click one object in the switch group, then the others are unselected. However, the problem with this component is that it cannot be visualized horizontally. It can only be visualized vertically. So, in order to use full functionality, you have to use code. But you can also use it if aligning vertically. You can also use switch group if vertical alignment is enough for you. So here I'm going to add the components. Yeah. So now if I click another object in the switch group, the other is deselected. And one more thing that you can find in visual mode is drag and drop. Interactivity option. And here we have wagons that will be dragged into these squares. So we need 2 more squares, and you can draw them by using rectangle component. Again, I'm gonna copy the color from previous rectangles. Resize them. And select that this component is going to be droppable. That is, you will be able to drop the wagon into this rectangle. And the same way, I'm going to add another one. Of course, we have to add the names, since this is going to be an answer, and check that the answer property. I can also use the linear layout component to align these rectangles in a nicer way. Uh, and for the wagons that are going to be dragged, we have to select the draggable property. And we also have to provide them the names, because the correct combination is going to be included in the answer. And now we have another task. We can check it in a live mode. So we can drag the wagons, check the answer. Oh yes, we need to add the answer before that. Yes. And another interesting another interesting example that I wanted to show you is the task. We're using the drag and drop functionality. You can experiment and construct a photo here out of different pictures. Here it's an interesting example because you can experiment with drag and drop, but then the answer is a number. The way this was implemented is that components, uh, these pictures, are draggable as well as droppable. So you can drag and drop them almost anywhere. And one one important thing here is also that especially for the components that are inside linear layouts, you can access them if you click somewhere on the task, not on the component, um, in an empty space, and then you can see the component list. And you can choose the component by the name. And here you see that this is the selected picture inside the linear layout. Now, what is also important to know here, if you're going to include these uh, exercises, these tasks into your system, mm, the answers that are submitted uh, are not uh, are not retrieved and restored when you visit the task the next time. So in order to do that, you need to copy and paste a small um, code, a small code from the uh, temp examples from the main template in the templates folder. So that is the function. What it does, it checks what the answer that was submitted, and then restores the position of the elements included in that submitted answer. And that's about it. What you can do in the visual mode in Bebras Lodge system. And in the next tutorial, we're going to introduce some examples of using the live mode by writing some code.